With an index fund, now you don't have to find the perfect company to invest in. You can invest in a fund or a group of stocks which give you exposure to a bunch of different stocks. And now if you're investing for dividends, this passive income, you can invest in a fund that is giving you this passive income. There's a few ways you can go about this. One thing you can do is invest in a fund like VOO that's going to give you exposure to the general stock market. So VOO invests in the top 500 companies in the stock market. So if you invest in VOO, you're getting exposure to the top 500 companies in the stock market. At the time of me recording this video, VOO is paying a 1.75% dividend. So if you invest $1,000 into VOO today, over the next year, you can expect to make something like $17, $18 in passive income from dividends. Again, this is money you're making by doing nothing except just throwing your money into this fund. And you'll also have exposure to the top 500 companies in the stock market. So the goal is also to see your $1,000 principal, your investment, go up in value as well. VNQ is the Vanguard Index Fund for REITs. So if you want to invest in REITs and get exposure to real estate, but you don't want to do all that work to find the best REIT to invest in and risk your REIT going bankrupt, one thing you can do is invest in VNQ because this fund gives you exposure to a whole bunch of different REITs. At the time of me recording this video, VNQ is paying 3.85% a year in dividends. VYM is the Vanguard Index Fund that gives you exposure to high dividend yielding companies. So if you want to invest in companies that are paying high dividends and you don't want to go out and find all these companies, you can just invest in a fund like VYM, which invests in high dividend yielding companies. At the time of me recording this video, VYM is paying 3.62% a year in dividends. Again, these are not life-changing amounts if you just invest $1,000, but it's the foundation to building wealth. That way you can create a whole new passive income stream because this is money you're making without doing anything. You just throw your money into these funds and then your funds are investing in companies which are doing the work to earn your money, and this is what you're making without doing anything. If you are interested in learning how you can grow this type of passive income even quicker, stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about how you can amplify these things by doing something called pseudo passive income investing, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. Also, if you ever want to learn more about how to invest in stocks or passively invest your money, we have articles on this on our website, theminority.mindset.com, and I'll also link it for you in the description below. The fourth way you can get passive income is by investing in crowdfunded real estate. Investing in crowdfunded real estate is similar to investing in a REIT, where you're investing in a company that invests in real estate, but now with crowdfunded real estate, you're actually investing into a fund that gives you direct exposure to the real estate itself. You can't invest in crowdfunded real estate on the stock market. You have to go through a third-party platform which gives you exposure to these real estate investments. This would be using something like Fundrise, and on their website it says that the historical returns for the last number of years has been something like 8 to 12% a year. Now this 8 to 12% figure is not just the amount of passive income you're getting, this is the passive income you're getting through dividends, and it's also the appreciation in a property. So the way this works is you are investing directly into a fund, and this fund mimics the returns that a real estate property or a group of real estate properties is getting. So if these real estate properties go up in value, your fund goes up in value, and if these real estate properties make money through rent, then you make some money through rent as well. This is what your dividends are. Again, with this type of crowdfunded real estate, you're not the one going out and finding real estate deals. You're not the one going out and finding tenants. You're not the one managing tenants or paying the bills. You're just investing into a fund that gets exposure to this real estate, and there's other people that are doing all the work, and as these real estate deals make money, so do you. So this is an easy way for somebody to get exposure to real estate and get passive income from real estate without actually going out and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars buying physical real estate investments. If you are interested in learning more about how crowdfunded real estate works and how you can invest in real estate, we have articles on this on our website, theminority.mindset.com, and I'll also link it for you in the description below. The fifth way you can earn passive income is by being a banker without actually being a bank. The way this works is you find people who want to borrow money. Maybe they don't want to go to a bank to borrow money, or they can't qualify to borrow money from a bank, and so you can lend money to these people, and in exchange for them borrowing your money, they will pay you interest every single month, just like you have to pay the bank interest if you borrow money from the bank. The interesting thing about this is that if somebody can't qualify to borrow money from a bank, they're going to have to pay you higher interest to make up for this higher risk. There's a couple ways you can go about doing this. I mean, you can find somebody who wants to borrow $1,000, but then you're going to have to create all the paperwork and manage the investment, which is a lot of time and a lot of paperwork, which isn't very passive. Or you can use an online lending platform out there like Lending Club. They're not paying me to say this, I'm just giving you an example. These are the return numbers I just pulled off their website to give you an example of how this type of lending works. So they say their average return, their average interest rate is 14%. So this is the money the borrowers are going to pay to borrow money. Now, out of this 14%, you're not going to get all this money because some people are just not going to pay their loans and other people are going to pay their loans off early. If you pay a loan off early, you pay less interest, so this is less interest than you get. So they say to apply an 8% factor of loss, either from people not paying their loans or from people paying off their loans early, and then they apply another 1% fee for their commission. Now, after these fees, you are left with something like a 5% return. And so this is money you're making monthly through interest, and you're also getting a little bit of principal back every single month. And so you just lend this money out, let people use your money, and then they're gonna have to pay you interest to use your money. The sixth way you can make money is by renting out some of your home. When I was in college, me and my roommate would talk a lot about business ideas, and one idea that we came up with was on weekends that we weren't in the apartment, we could sublet our apartment out to other people who wanted to stay in our city and our campus when we weren't there. It's an easy way to make money because if you're not in your home for a weekend, you can have someone else stay there and they'll pay you rent for that weekend. Back then it was really hard to do because there was no such thing as Airbnb, or if there was Airbnb, I had never heard of it. If you're not at your home for a weekend, or if you have extra space like a basement or an extra room, you can put this on Airbnb for weekends that you want other people to stay there. Or the alternative, if you're cool with other people living in your property, is if you have extra space in your home, maybe it's a basement or a guest room or an in-law suite. If you have this extra space, you can rent it out to somebody else and they will live there, and then they're going to pay you rent every single month for using your property, and you don't really have to invest that much extra money because you already have the space and it's sitting there vacant, and now someone's going to use it and pay you passive income every single month for using your space that you're not using. Depending on where you live, that can be an extra $200 to $1,000 a month every single month in passive income, and you don't even have to invest $1,000 to do that if you have this space. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.